Hi! So as you all know, I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube last week, which has made me think back to that long time ago when I didn't even have one subscriber, and all the things that I wish I had known back then. Today, I'm teaming up with some of my favorite Booktube friends to share that advice with you. Whether you haven't started Booktube yet, you're a Booktube newbie, or you're a Booktube oldie looking to improve your game, I hope that this video contains something for you.
So the first tip, it may seem obvious, is plan your name carefully. You could be stuck with it for a very long time. Some people just use their name and other people use some quirky book pun, but whatever you use, stick with it because that's how you're going to be known around Booktube.
Take some time and consider exactly what kind of videos you're interested in making. Figure out what you like and go for it.
Just do what you want to do and make the kind of videos that you want to make, and know that your voice is essential for the community, instead of doing videos about things that you don't really care about, or books that you don't really care about, or tags that you don't really care about. Also, time management's a really important thing. Just think about how much of a priority you want this in your life and just be flexible with it. I don't want this to be a huge priority, this is just for fun. Or if you want, to put more time into your channel, you might have to start budgeting your time and your day out.
Once you have decided how much of a priority this is to you, pick a regular upload schedule for yourself. Depending on how much time you want to put into it, this can be once a week, once a fortnight, twice a week, or even every day. But whatever it is, make sure it's regular and stick to it, because people will want to know what to expect from you.
Some days you're gonna have a lot of really great, really creative video ideas. Other days you might be at a loss. So one really good thing to do is, when you do have a good idea for a video, write it down and keep it in a notebook for a rainy day, so that the next time you're not sure what to film or post that day, you have a list of ideas that you can choose from. A great way to save time and stay on schedule with your videos is to film multiple videos in each sitting. That way you only have to set up and get ready once, but you get 3 or 4 videos out of it, and you won't have to film again until you run out.
So Booktube does not have to cost money. Get your books from the library. My first 5 reviews were just books I've taken out. Instead of doing hauls of books that you bought, do library book hauls. I'll still get the same amount of views and it'll save you some money.
I live with 3 other people. I have 3 roommates, and they didn't know that I had a YouTube channel for a couple videos. The embarrassment that I initially felt about being alone in my room talking to a camera, it does die down. So if that's something that you're dealing with, just know you don't have to tell people right away. And you can wait until you're comfortable telling people, and that's totally fine. But don't let that be a barrier when it comes to joining Booktube, because again, it's such an amazing, wonderful community.
iPhones have great quality, but even if you don't have something as fancy as an iPhone, this was the phone I first started recording my stuff in, and it's a Samsung A3. So it's literally not even one of the top end expensive phones, but it got the job done.
If you're worried about your video quality, one important thing to remember is that sometimes your lighting plays an even bigger part than your camera. For example, this is an iPhone camera in front of a brightly lit window. And this is a $600 DSLR camera in a room with bad lighting. So before you go out and drop a whole bunch of money on a new camera, try playing with your lighting situation first and see if that helps anything.
So if you decide that you do want to invest in making your own Booktube videos, my recommendation for you is to invest in lighting first as your top priority. Everything else can come later, but good lighting will take a good video to becoming a great video. Plus, when you have a set of lights, you can start filming outside of daylight hours.
If you decide that you want to invest in a camera for booktubing, here are some of the cameras that we use.
I use a Nikon D3300 camera.
I film on a Canon EOS Rebel T3i.
I'm currently using the Canon Rebel T5 camera and the Blue Snowball microphone.
Right now I'm using the Canon EOS 100D, sometimes called Rebel LS1, and I'm also using audio from a Samsung Go mic.
I'm currently using a Canon T6.
And I'm filming on my iPhone 6S. If you're unsure about what camera is best for you, then YouTube is your best friend. All you have to do is search a particular camera model into YouTube and you will find tons of videos telling you what the picture and audio quality is like for that camera.
A microphone can greatly increase the quality of your video, but it's almost never necessary.
Before you sit down to film a video, it's always a good idea to just jot down a few main points of what you want to say so that you don't forget things or get lost while you're filming.
As a general rule of thumb, try not to film with the camera pointed up your nose.
and make sure you're in focus, because focusing afterwards is impossible.
So if you're like me and your camera doesn't happen to have a viewfinder, I recommend taking a few test shots. That way you know exactly where you need to stand to either be in the center or at least in the frame of your current shot.
If you own a book that you're talking about, then show it like this. People like to see the cover, the title, and the author if possible. If you don't own the book, that's not a problem. Feel free to get a picture off the internet and put it right here.
Something to keep in mind is that for most people, not all people, but most people, it just takes time to get used to talking to a camera. Like, it's a little weird, right? Most people are kind of awkward at first. So just know, it just takes time. It's totally okay. And the community is so lovely that it's worth that learning curve.
When it comes to editing your videos, don't get discouraged if your first video takes forever. My first one took me 8 hours to edit. So take your time, have a play with it, and don't worry, you will get quicker at it.
Jump cuts are a great way to cut out the ands, ums, and buts in your videos and really make your video flow a lot nicer. And pretty much every editing software is able to do these jump cuts and cut out all those unneeded pauses.
If you are filming on your iPhone, there are some great free apps you can use to edit on your iPhone too. Splice is a great free option that will help you cut out the ums and ahs in your videos. And Perfect Video is another free option which can help you trim your videos, add music underneath it, and even add pictures of book covers and things to your videos. If you want to edit on your computer, there are some great options on there as well.
So I've always used Windows Movie Maker, and unfortunately it means I can't add fancy little "this is the book" things. Other than that, pretty much you can do everything you can do elsewhere. iMovie, I heard, is great if you're a Mac person.
And Premiere Pro might be a little more pricey, but it is an excellent option for editing on both Windows and Mac.
This is something that I hadn't thought of until way later after I started making videos, but try to make editing fun. If you don't, it's going to start to feel like a chore, and then you're not going to want to do it as much. If you have the opportunity, or maybe just a few extra minutes on your hand one day, go on to YouTube or anywhere else online and look up a few tutorials. See if you can learn a new trick or two with your editing software. That'll help keep things interesting.
In general, anytime you have a question about editing or filming or equipment or content, check out YouTube. More than Google even. Because of the format, you get a condensed version. You don't have to get bombarded by jargon, which can happen sometimes if you just Google something. So I would emphasize using YouTube over Google.
The Booktube Newbie tag should be one of your very first videos. It helps draw in new people to your channel and kind of like introduce yourself. It's a great way to be seen and to meet new people.
Join groups to make regular videos and content like consistently. Top 5 Wednesday is one that I see all the time, and really just anything, it's a great way to get involved.
Also, tag videos are a great way to be seen and meet new people, because oftentimes when somebody's looking to do a tag, they will go search other people's tags to see like what kind of things they said, and when people see that you've been tagged in a video, then they'll go check you out as well.
Haul videos are pretty controversial on Booktube, but they're also a really great way to show viewers the types of books that you like to read and your thought process when you go pick books out from the bookstore or the library.
Don't be afraid to ask questions in comments. It's going to do at least one of two things: either engage the content creator who made the video, or even other viewers, because discussion is always encouraged.
When you are writing a comment, take the time to imagine what you would say to them in real life, instead of just writing a generic response. It will help you make friends a lot faster.
Don't forget to check if your subscribers or commenters have videos of their own. And if you like what you see, be sure to comment on their videos.
If you want to get more social and make more friends, try getting involved on other websites such as Twitter and Instagram as well, because a lot of bookish people hang out on those websites and a lot of interaction and friendships happen over there.
One really useful resource that I use is TubeBuddy. It can help you find tags to put on your video. Tags are very important whenever you're trying to get seen and get more views on your videos. One of the best things about TubeBuddy is you can actually go on someone else's video that's similar to yours and look what tags they used, and you can copy their tags and put it on your video.
Don't forget that behind the screen of your computer, those are people. If you're standing in front of 20 people, that feels huge. That feels huge, and that's amazing that 20 people wanted to watch your content. Like, that's so cool to me. That's a little trick that I have whenever I find myself feeling down about numbers. Just remember, those are real people. That's a real person watching your content.
Take a few minutes to fill out the About Me section on your YouTube page and tell people a little bit about yourself and your channel. It's one of the first things people will see when they click on your channel.
Sometimes humans are lazy and they don't want to read the title, so a thumbnail helps with that.
If you're creating a thumbnail, I highly recommend that you include your face in the thumbnail. It's way better on recognition from your subscribers.
I started out like doing a timer and taking pictures. That was a bad idea. It always looked awful. What I now do is I will kind of pose while the camera's rolling and then just take a screenshot later when I'm in the editing process. I find that that tends to look better, more natural, more in keeping with the actual content that you're filming.
If you're making thumbnails on your phone, try looking at apps like Over and Canva. They're free and extremely beginner friendly.
If you're designing thumbnails on your computer, don't forget to check out free websites like Canva or Design Bold. They are really accessible and intuitive to use. I think they're pretty easy and they create beautiful thumbnails.
My personal favorite is Pic Monkey. I think it has really good basics. It's easy to use. There's a really intuitive UI. Like if you do a series of rectangles, like colored rectangles with little white rectangles. Look at that, you got a minimalist aesthetic stack of books.
Take the time to personalize your channel homepage. This includes uploading a profile picture and channel art, as well as choosing some playlists or categories of videos to feature on your homepage. It doesn't take very long and it will make a huge difference to how inviting your homepage looks for new viewers.
Don't be afraid to come up with some original tags. These are another great way to be seen and get noticed because people will put your original video in their video and then people will usually go check out that original video.
Discussion videos. It is always a plus to have a new perspective brought into a conversation, especially with the numerous discussions that pop up around here on Booktube. Just as a general rule of thumb, try to be as polite and courteous to everyone involved as possible.
Your Booktube channel doesn't have to be only Booktube. I've done plenty of other stuff that is not Booktube. It's kind of just the foundation if you want it to be, but really you can do absolutely whatever you want as long as you're having fun.
Don't get too hung up about doing it too. I know it's something that you can just like kind of like have hanging in the air, like, oh, I'm gonna start a channel. Just do it first and then start reevaluating later.
More than anything, welcome to this side of the camera and welcome to Booktube.
Welcome to Booktube.
Welcome.
Welcome to Booktube.
Welcome to Booktube!
It's really great to have you here.
Welcome to Booktube.
We're happy to have you.
And we're excited to see what you do here.
Sit there and count your fingers.
All right, where's my coffee?